Hello, welcome back to Mapleberry Farm. So we're gonna go underneath the house here and finish this up because, well, we didn't finish it. She got about halfway with it, and then we got doing that utility room, I think, actually.
And I'm too scared to go.
Oh yeah, right. And underneath far, it gets closer and closer. Like, it's pretty far here, but the farther you get under there, it gets pretty tight. So I'm gonna go under there. That's why I'm wearing the rain suit. Try to keep halfway clean. The dogs are upset because we had to lock them in the cage, but they'll go under there and lick me the whole time I'm under there. And so what we're doing is stapling this stuff in between the joists. And the reason why we're doing it in between is because we don't want to like put it on the joist. Some people ask us, and then like possibly create a place for rodents to build a little home. So this way here, if it's stapled right up against it, they won't be able to. And that is what we're doing. We originally got this idea from Boss of the Swamp to use this stuff. So we've liked it so far. Had a few things here and there that we didn't care for about it, but the pros have outweighed the cons. Especially once we figured out what we figure is the best way to do it. And we think this is probably the best way to do it. A little more time consuming, but it works all right. And we're going to finish it up. Okay, so now bear with me here because this is not the greatest footage ever. I have a GoPro on my head and I had planned on showing you kind of the process from underneath while I did it. But, well, it got pretty dark pretty quick. So on this side that was already done, you can see okay, right? But you see that beam? I have to go on the other side of that. And as soon as I get on the other side of that beam, well, it's pretty dark and you can't really see anything. So I'm just going to talk what you can see a little bit. But you can see underneath everything looks good. All the floor joists, the beams, the screw piles, all that stuff. Really happy with the setup anyhow. And yeah, anyways, now you can see it's getting pretty dark because I'm squeezing into this beam. Alright. So this is now after I had just first gone under there to tape where I had cut. Remember when the deck was leaking that I had problems with all the water coming in when we took the deck boards up. We had water coming in once we put the plywood down. It was coming underneath the wall. Well, I went in there to, I had to cut some of the bubble fall under there. So I went under and taped that up first. There's Ashley asking for measurements because she was cutting on the outside, as you've seen there. So I was going underneath, measuring it up, and then she was cutting it. So there's a shot. At least they stayed in one position there for a while. You can see what the bubble fall looks like. So it's right up in between the joists, right like that, right? I found the easiest way underneath here was to just roll. So that's what's happening right now. I'm just rolling over to the place I gotta be to put up the next piece of stuff, or to take the measurement, I guess, for this one. Now after that, now I'm talking to Ashley, telling her provide the measurements. She's cutting them, passing them back through. So here I go, rolling back out, as it was the easiest way to get out. The ground's pretty nice under there. From being under there the whole time, it's nice and soft. And now Ashley's gonna go cut some more. And there she is cutting more. So here I am picking some more up to bring inside. I'm just stapling these up. Try to get as few staples as possible so not just crushing all the bubble flow. But I also want to keep it up there pretty tight too, right? So once again, it's if that, I swear, if that middle beam was any closer to the ground, I wouldn't even be able to get under it. I'd have to come in from the other end and just come up the whole way. But you can see it there. It's all looking all right. Now on our floor we did last year, it's all on top of the joist. But I didn't do that this way this time because when I put it on top, we didn't get the roof on in time, and then it took on a ton of rain, and it was just a real pain in the butt. Like I wouldn't recommend doing it that way. This way it's kind of a pain putting it on, but it's gonna work out in the long run. Because I put it the other way and I had to go under and cut it and retape it anyway. So this way here, if I had done it this way, the way I'm doing it now, you only got to do it once the roof's on. You do it after the roof's on. It's a much better way to do it. And with it skirted, and I know, so there's people going to be saying, oh, there's not much of an R value on that, but I'm telling you right now, the floor stays warm, and with it skirted in to keep the wind out, no problem. Keeps the pipes good underneath, with obviously the skirting too. And then I put one piece underneath later on, which I'll talk about, just on a down pipe. And I don't have my water pipes running underneath anyway. I have them in the house. Okay. I didn't have the good mic on earlier when I was using this camera. I do now. So you probably hear this part a little better than you did the part earlier. Or at least it probably sounds better. So see this behind me? I'm now going to take a couple pieces of this and put it like where the drain down pipe comes off the tub. There's a down pipe that's underneath the house. The other ones are all in the house, so they're not a problem. And the other pipes are just drain pipes, so they're not an issue either. Because, and as long as they're in the skirting, they're fine. And then once they come out of the skirting, they're underground over here and over there. So I just gotta put it in that down pipe. I did the same thing last year, and it worked fine. This year, we let the dogs go into the house during the summer, and they chewed it all off. So I got to replace that. GoPro died, so just letting you know that's what I'm gonna go do. And so I won't be able to take you under to see any of that, but it's just literally putting that over top that down pipe and just gonna tape it up basically. And I think that's it for that. Oh, I know what else I was gonna say. I ran out of bubble flow, so we're 3/4 of the way here, and I had originally had enough to do the whole thing, but if you remember, we built our utility room out of just materials we had, so the only insulation we had on site was the bubble flow, so that's what we used in there. So because I did that, now I need more though for here. So we'll get at that eventually, because bubble foil is many miles away. They don't sell it around here. Got them on just in time before the dogs ran in there and tore my insulation back down. So these are obviously just temporary things, just strapped up here to keep the dogs out and stuff like that, wind. But they're back up for now.